Let's bring in Trump 2024 senior advisor Alina Habba, now in that role. She has been an attorney for President Trump as well, a spokesperson, a legal spokesperson, and now you are an advisor for the 2024 campaign. Alina, good to see you. Welcome. Good to have you here.
Good to see you.
What's your reaction to what appears to be pretty strong evidence today that Joe Biden is not going anywhere?
I think it's great. I'll echo my client and President Trump's sentiments. If America wants more open borders, more fentanyl pouring through, terrorists and the such, and they want to make China great again, then I think this is your guy. He's obviously doubling down. We've heard that his son is sitting in on Oval Office meetings, Martha, which is concerning in itself, the person who has no role in the White House and has no business being there. But I think it says it all. President Biden is doubling down. Why? Because he's got an agenda, and the agenda is not the American people. It's very, very obvious to everybody. He is clearly on the take for all of these items, electric cars, China, whatever it is and whoever it is that he may be in bed with and have deals with, and they got to pay the big guy. So the big guy can't step down. So we're in the situation as Americans where we have to make a choice, and we have to vote in November loud and clear, so they can't steal it. We can't have cheating, and we need a fair and free election. And hopefully in November, everybody will come out, do their part, and we'll get President Trump back in.
Well, there'll be a number of opportunities between these two candidates, including the debate I just mentioned in September, to address some of the issues that you have just raised. With regard to an event that was supposed to happen this week, which was the sentencing of the former president in the New York case, in the so-called Stormy Daniels hush money case, let's put this polling up. Should Trump serve time in prison for his felony conviction? It looks like Americans are very split on this, having watched that story play out, Alina. Should serve time in prison, 48%. Should not serve time in prison, 50%. And the numbers are somewhat similar when they ask the same question about Hunter Biden. So what's your reaction to that as someone who supports him and as someone who was involved in his defense?
The fact that we even went through this trial is wrong. So I think people that have the public perspective or the media's perspective from those sitting in the courtroom is very different than my perspective. And unfortunately, given privilege, I can't discuss the details, but I can say this. President Trump never did anything wrong. This is the regime's attack for election interference. It's very simple. So yes, criminals, real criminals who have done crimes, who have fair and free trials, those are the people, such as Hunter Biden, who need to face repercussions for their actions. Now, people that are the subject and victims of political persecution and prosecution, they have no business doing this. They have wasted taxpayer dollars for 3 years, Martha. I have been in and out of courts, as everybody knows. And the fact that President Trump's lawyer has become well known says it all. This is not something that has ever happened. President Trump had never had anything like this against him before, but when they knew they were losing, this is what they did. So now, of course, the people you ask that want to jail him because they've seen Biden's performance in the debate, they of course want to jail him because they can't win without doing so. But the real Americans, the ones that see through this nonsense, they won't have it.
We'll see what happens in September, and obviously we'll talk about it between now and then, but that sentencing is now off the table until after both conventions, and we'll see what happens when September rolls around. Alina, good to have you here. We'll see you soon. Thank you very much.
Thank you.